Chapter 16. From Grief to Glory. The Year of Sadness and the Night Journey. In the darkest valleys of grief and despair, the human soul often seeks signs of hope, moments of transcendence that remind us of a higher purpose. For the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, there was such a time that tested his heart, his resilience, and his unwavering trust in God. But amidst the crushing weight of loss came a gift unlike any other, a journey that would forever alter the course of history and illuminate the path of faith for generations to come. They called it the Year of Sadness, a time when the Prophet Muhammad faced unimaginable loss. His beloved wife, Khadijah, passed away, leaving a void no one could fill. For 25 years, Khadijah was more than a wife. She was his closest confidant, his unwavering supporter, and the mother of his household. When the world turned against him, Khadijah stood by his side. She was the first to believe in his mission, the first to embrace Islam. Before her passing, Gabriel came to the Prophet and said, "Give Khadijah greetings of peace from her Lord, and tell her that he has prepared for her an abode in paradise, a home of tranquility and no hardship." This promise brought the Prophet some solace, but her absence weighed heavily on him. Only a few months later, Abu Talib fell gravely ill. Despite not accepting Islam, Abu Talib had spent his life protecting his nephew from harm. On his deathbed, the Prophet pleaded with his uncle, "Say the words, so I may intercede for you on the day of resurrection." But Abu Talib, fearing the judgment of his peers, refused. His loss marked the end of the Prophet's last line of earthly protection. With no protector left in Mecca, the Prophet turned to the nearby city of Taif, hoping its people might embrace his message. Instead, the leaders mocked him, and the townsfolk pelted him with stones, forcing him to flee. Alone in an orchard, he raised his hands and prayed, "O Allah, unto you do I complain of my weakness, my helplessness, and my lowliness before men. O most merciful of the merciful, the Lord of the weak, and you are my Lord. To whom will you leave me? Unto some far-off stranger who will ill-treat me, or unto a foe whom you have empowered against me? As long as you are not angry with me, I do not mind. But your favoring help, that is what I seek. I seek refuge in the light of your face, which dispels all darkness and sets right all matters in this world and the next, so that your anger does not descend upon me, nor your displeasure. Still, you have every right to reprimand me until you are pleased. There is no power and no might except with you." Amidst the crushing weight of grief and relentless trials, God bestowed upon the Prophet, peace be upon him, a gift of unparalleled glory, the night journey, Al-Isra wal-Miraj. In the stillness of the night, Gabriel descended, his presence radiating divine light, and brought forth Burak, a heavenly steed unlike any other. Shimmering pure white and moving with the speed of lightning, its every stride stretched as far as the eye could see. Mounted upon this celestial creature, the Prophet, peace be upon him, was carried from the sacred sanctuary of Mecca to the hallowed grounds of Jerusalem, a journey not bound by earthly constraints, but one woven in divine grace. In Jerusalem, at the sacred site of Masjid al-Aqsa, a gathering like no other awaited. There, the Prophet was welcomed by a magnificent assembly of previous prophets, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, and many others. In an awe-inspiring moment of unity, he led them all in prayer, standing as the Imam of all prophets. This act symbolized his role as the seal of the prophets, the leader not just of his people, but of all the prophets who had come before him. From there, the Prophet soared through the heavens, guided by Gabriel, and at each level, the gates opened to reveal the celestial abodes of the great prophets. He was greeted by Adam in the first heaven, John the Baptist and Jesus in the second, Joseph in the third, whose beauty was like the full moon, Enoch in the fourth, Aaron in the fifth, and Moses in the sixth. On the seventh, he saw Abraham, leaning against the Bait ul-Ma'mur, the heavenly Kaaba encircled daily by 70,000 angels. Each greeted him with warmth and reverence, saying, "Welcome, noble prophet and righteous brother." As he ascended further, he reached the lote tree of the uttermost end, Sidratul Muntaha. The sight was beyond description. Its leaves were immense, like the ears of elephants, and its fruits glimmered like the jars of the heavens. The tree shimmered with colors and light, adorned by fluttering golden butterflies. Beneath it flowed rivers of unimaginable beauty, 2 hidden rivers of paradise and 2 earthly rivers, the Nile and the Euphrates. The prophet saw the very limits of creation, where even Gabriel stopped, saying, "I cannot go further. If I did, I would be consumed by the divine light." At this sacred summit, the prophet stood in the presence of God and was gifted 50 daily prayers for his followers, a profound gesture, underscoring the deep connection between the Creator and his creation. On his way back, he met Moses, who, foreseeing the challenge this would pose to the Muslim community, advised him to request a reduction. The prophet ascended and descended multiple times, each time reducing the number, until it was decreed that 5 prayers would be obligatory. When Moses encouraged him to ask for a further reduction, the prophet, out of humility and a deep sense of reverence, said, "I have asked until I am too ashamed to ask again." Yet, in God's boundless mercy, the reward for 5 prayers would remain, as if 50 had been performed. When the prophet and the archangel had made their descent to the rock at Jerusalem, they returned to Mecca the way they had come, overtaking many southbound caravans. Before dawn, he was back, his heart brimming with the wonders he had witnessed. When he told those whom he met of his journey to Jerusalem, his enemies mocked his account, sneering at the impossibility of traveling from Mecca to Jerusalem and beyond in a single night. But his closest companion, Abu Bakr, upon hearing the account, simply declared, "If he says so, it is true." This unwavering trust earned him the title of As-Siddiq, the truthful one. This miraculous journey, Al-Isra wal-Mi'raj, came in the midst of the darkest year of the prophet's life. It was a divine reminder of God's mercy, a reassurance that no matter how great the trials of this world, the rewards of patience, faith, and perseverance are beyond imagination. The journey was not just a gift to the prophet, but a gift to his followers, a timeless message that after hardship comes ease, and in the face of despair, there's the boundless mercy of God.